Should you buy Black Ops 6? Is Black Ops 6 worth it? I already know what you're typing right now. No. And this might sound like kind of a surprise to you guys, but I'm also going to say no as well, because right now, Black Ops 6 is actually free. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Black Ops 6 is currently on a free trial for a whole week from December 13th to the 20th. CODmas came early this year, and you can actually just try out and play Black Ops 6 multiplayer and zombies for free. However, you are going to have limited access to what you can actually play. This is the content that you'll actually be able to play and experience if you decide to get the free trial right now. You'll be able to play Racket, Hacienda, Nuketown Holiday, Extraction, Hideout, and Heirloom in multiplayer. You can play TDM, Hardpoint, Domination, Kill Confirmed, and Kill Order, and you can even play Prop Hunt, and Prop Hunt is honestly goated. And as far as goes for zombies, you can play Liberty Falls and Terminus on both standard and directed mode. So yeah, once you're done downloading the 10,000 terabyte Call of Duty HQ app, you can check out Black Ops 6 multiplayer and zombies for free right now. But once you're done with that free trial, what happens? Are you going to buy Black Ops 6? Well, that's why I wanted to make this video, because I've already bought Black Ops 6. I've been playing this game consistently for over a month now, which is basically going to make this video my one-ish month review of Black Ops 6. I haven't formally made a review of the game's campaign or multiplayer or zombies, but I guess we can kind of briefly go over all three modes right now, because I've extensively played all of them, and I can tell you whether or not I think Black Ops 6 is worth it, and if you should buy this game. And do keep in mind that this is coming from the perspective of someone who actually plays a lot of Call of Duty. I've been playing this franchise ever since the original Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4. And as far as it goes for Black Ops 6, I'm currently sitting at level 105 Prestige Master. I can pull up my stats real quick. I've currently got over 109 hours in Black Ops 6's multiplayer. If I do the math on that, pretty sure I played like 7 years of this game. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I do think that's well over 4 days of playtime on just the multiplayer. And I think as far as it goes for zombies, I've got like over 3 days. I think you have to go to leaderboards to see that. Okay, here we go. Wait, does that make sense mathematically? Hold up. We do 109 divided by 24. That's 4.5 days. Right? But when it comes to the Black Ops 6 multiplayer leaderboard, it's saying I have 3 days and 21 hours, which is significantly less time. So I don't know. And as far as it goes for Black Ops 6 Zombies, I've got almost 3 days played. So I've got, you know, almost an entire week of this game played just in those two modes alone. And I've also been playing some Warzone here and there, mostly Plunder. But I've only got like 3.5 hours on there, so it's nothing too crazy. But I've also played the Black Ops 6 campaign as well, which I think would be a good starting point, because obviously the multiplayer in Zombies is on a free trial right now. Warzone is free to play, but when it comes to the campaign, you have to buy the game to play the Black Ops 6 campaign. And as you guys know, when this game first dropped, it's the very first thing that I played. I streamed the entire Black Ops 6 campaign. So right now, even if you guys don't want to buy Black Ops 6, I'll have a link to my entire campaign playthrough in the description of this video if you guys want to see the entire Black Ops 6 campaign. Honestly, I want to kind of just go ahead and replay the campaign, possibly even on the hardest difficulty. I think it'd be a fun thing to do a playthrough for that on the second channel, Nerd Plays, which I currently have been neglecting worse than a dad who's just playing Call of Duty all day and ignoring his kid in the background, which you usually hear on the microphone, but... But yeah, definitely let me know if you guys want to see a veteran campaign playthrough of Black Ops 6 on the second channel. But I'll say this much about the Black Ops 6 campaign. I felt like it was a good follow-up from the Black Ops Cold War campaign. It is continuing the story, it's pushing the narrative further, and it's also, without getting into too crazy of spoilers, it is also hinting at the idea that there will be more Black Ops games in the future. As far as it goes for the actual gameplay in the Black Ops 6 campaign, I was pleasantly surprised at the fact that they had a lot of variety in terms of gameplay. Like, I will say, it was a little heavy on the stealth from time to time, but I really do like the fact that the pacing was very different and unique in different missions. I mean, some missions were just absolute chaos. It was just pure craziness, but then in a lot of other situations as well, it was just like a lot more slower pace. It was stealthy. You didn't just have to get into combat. You could do all kinds of other things. It wasn't all just about shooting everything that you see in sight. But yeah, I don't necessarily want to spoil too much about the campaign. I mean, obviously, if you guys want to see the playthrough, you can watch that. But I do think the Black Ops 6 campaign was good. You get a good like 7 to 8 hours of playing it once. As far as it goes for replay value, though, I will say that there's not a ton else to do other than maybe trying to do a little bit of achievement hunting here and there. You can't really hunt after intel or do cheats. There's no like arcade mode like we've had in past Call of Duty games, so it's a little lacking on the replay value side of things as far as it goes for, you know, doing multiple playthroughs of the campaign. Like realistically, you could play it on the easiest difficulty at first to get a feel for the story, and then you could replay it on veteran just for the sake of doing so if you want to get those achievements or just do it for your own personal reasons. But yeah, the Black Ops 6 campaign overall was pretty solid. I wouldn't buy Black Ops 6 just for the campaign on its own, but it was pretty decent. Now, as far as it goes for Black Ops 6's multiplayer, I want to try to figure out how I could find the Christmas noobs, because whenever the Black Ops 6 free trial goes live, one of two things can happen. The first scenario is that they could be turning off skill-based matchmaking for all of the modes listed right here in multiplayer, because it could speed up the matchmaking times and make it seem like the game is really snappy and responsive, and it will just ultimately get people into matches faster. And on top of that as well, it would allow people who are actually pretty decent at FPS games, especially if they've played COD games before, to just go in and absolutely dump on people and make it seem like Black Ops 6 is like an insanely good game, right? But once that free trial is over, if they turn the skill-based matchmaking back on, then it's not gonna feel as great, you know? So that is one scenario. The second scenario is that they could actually turn up the skill-based matchmaking even harder in these modes to protect the new players who are gonna go in and play this free trial. But for the sake of trying to test this out, I'm gonna queue us for TDM, kill order, domination, hardpoint, and I think it was kill confirmed as well. What I think is really interesting this time around is that there's not like a free trial button, there's not a free trial playlist like we could easily access last year in Modern Warfare 3. You have to actively choose these game modes to play if you fully own the game, but we're gonna see if we can find some noobs right now. And as far as goes for Black Ops 6 multiplayer, you know, I'm still out here trying to grind for dark matter on all my guns. I'm not necessarily gonna be working on that right now because we're doing a different type of video, but I do use every single gun in the game. I do quad feed with every gun every single year, so I use a variety of weapons. I try to experience as much of the game as possible, and I try to use and try out all the different playstyles in the game. And I'll say this much about Black Ops 6 multiplayer: if you do specialize in a certain type of playstyle. Right now, the sniping in the game actually has gotten a lot better. They recently released a patch that has improved sniping in the game. Also, we got TDM on Vorkuta. I've got my AI loading screen, which we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, as far as goes for sniping in Black Ops 6, I do feel like it still needs a little bit more tweaking, a little bit more work. The sprint to fire and ADS times for snipers are honestly still just a little slow, but the fact that they fixed the aiming idle sway issues. Also, I was checking to see if there were any noobs in this TDM game, and, you know, there's some level 55s who aren't prestige, but there's no, like, level 1s, except for this person, but I think that's just, like, a visual bug. I'm not seeing any people who are brand new to Black Ops 6 in here. But overall, in my opinion, I do feel like the snipers in Black Ops 6 are still just too slow, and they don't keep pace with, you know, like, the ARs, the SMGs in the game. And I'll be talking about the melee weapons and going melee only as well, because I feel like they suffer a similar fate in this game. For people who mostly like to snipe or even go melee only, I feel like it's one of those situations where you have to suffer before you start to have fun in the game. And what I mean by that is that you have to play a lot of really bad games and just suffer and tank your KD before you start to get put into matches that actually make sense. Unless, of course, you're someone who like VPNs or 2 boxes or whatever, which I don't. I mean, I'm going 0-7 right now as a prestige master level 105, dude. I swear it's so funny. As a light spoiler, I was working on getting dark matter camo for the bat, and I was getting judged so badly because I think I went like 7 to 26 or something like that. I was doing terrible. I was having a miserable experience, but I got roasted for being such a high level and doing so bad. Like, bro, try to get bloodthirsties with the baseball bat in hardcore and let me know how it goes for you, dude. Because when you're playing actual people and you're playing legit matches, it just doesn't work out. Anyone with half a brain who's using a half-decent weapon is going to destroy you if you're using the baseball bat or even a sniper in the game. I mean, right now, I'm 0-12, having a blast right now. Literally, there's a Baja blast trap right there. I can't shoot it because I don't have a pistol in the class. There we go, I faked it out. If this was the only gameplay you saw of Black Ops 6, you'd probably be like, yeah, I'm never touching this game. I don't know why my lobbies have been so sweaty lately. I mean, I did talk about the AI situation in Call of Duty. Oh, wait, hold up. Hold up. Dude, oh no! Those are my first kills of the game, bro. Come on, we could add a clip. Yeah, honestly, sniping has gotten a lot better as far as it goes for the controller feel as well. Like, when I was sniping before in this game, I felt like I had to play keyboard and mouse to be able to get the accuracy on point. But with this recent change, I feel like I don't... Oh, God. Oh, God, teammate. But yeah, as far as it goes for how Black Ops 6 generally plays out and how it feels, it is pretty good. If you like to use ARs and SMGs, shotguns and stuff like that, much like this guy, you're gonna have a pretty good time in the game. And you know, we have Omni movement as well, which is the new movement system that is most likely gonna be in a lot of the newer Call of Duty games going forward. It allows you to sprint and dive in any direction. You can do it sideways, backwards, whatever. But realistically, what does this translate to in terms of the gameplay? Well, in a lot of the sweaty lobbies, you're gonna see people spamming slides like crazy, which has also just been a thing in a lot of the recent Call of Duty games. The way that I see it is that there's one of two play styles that you can kind of go for. You're either going to be someone who's sweating and spamming slides all over the place, usually with the SMGs, or you could be someone who's just going for those really cool kills, you know, diving all over the place, trying to hit like diving no-scopes with a sniper. Okay, we got domination. I'm not seeing any low levels. I'm not seeing any new players in here, dude. Maybe I should just start running around with the bat and tanking my KD to see if we could find those noobs, because I'm not seeing them anywhere in here, man. But I will say it is kind of interesting that there's not any super high prestiges in here. It's just me. Everyone else is like not that high up. Wait a second. I just realized it's domination on red card. Okay, so that is one thing we need to talk about as well. Ironically enough, since we're playing on red card, I think we need to have a conversation about the maps in Black Ops 6, because some people have been saying that these are some of the worst Call of Duty maps we've ever seen, and I do kind of feel like that's a little bit of an over-exaggeration. Yes, the Black Ops 6 maps are not perfect, and I don't think there is a single Call of Duty game that has perfect maps. If you dig deep enough, you can find a stinker in every single Call of Duty game that's ever been made. I almost feel like it's done intentionally. And we're playing on the biggest stinker on Black Ops 6 right now, red card. This map is huge, and we're currently playing 6v6 on it, and honestly, it doesn't make sense, because this map is ginormous. This map is a huge bit, and it takes forever to find people, but I will say this. 10v10 actually plays out pretty well on red card. It really does help with the pacing, and prop punt's actually pretty fun to play on this map too. And as far as it goes for the overall map variety in Black Ops 6, there actually is a decent amount. Currently, red card probably is the biggest map that we have in Black Ops 6, but at the same time, we also have maps like Stakeout, and essentially all of the other face-off maps in the game, they're basically all the size of Shipment. But as far as it goes for the majority of the regular 6v6 maps you're gonna play in Black Ops 6, a lot of them are just like small to medium-sized maps. But as far as it goes for map and game mode variety, the main thing you need to be aware about is the fact that Black Ops 6 does not have a ground war type mode. It doesn't have a 64 player type mode. I'm currently blanking super hard on what it was called in Black Ops Cold War, but yeah, there's nothing like that in this game's multiplayer. We don't have like a big team battle type thing where there's vehicles. I guess going forward, they could always add it as DLC later on, but I just don't really see that happening. It would probably have to be in the game from the start for them to want to consider adding more content like that into the game, and it just doesn't seem like it's the focus for Black Ops 6. I think that Treyarch knew how popular Face-Off was in Black Ops Cold War, and they realized like, hey, we gotta give the players more stuff like this because it's the stuff that they actually want to play. I'd imagine that the player counts were probably not as good in the ground war type of modes and stuff, and even though it does add some variety to the multiplayer, I do kind of see where they're coming from, because while it is fun and it is something different and it's unique, it's not necessarily like core Call of Duty. When I think of what the typical Call of Duty multiplayer experience is like, I'm thinking fast-paced, smaller maps, smooth gunplay, but then it also has the arcade-like progression systems. And this might be a little bit of a spicy take, so you might want to drink some milk before I say this, but I really do think that in terms of like the recent Call of Duty games, the only good like 64-player ground war mode was in Modern Warfare 2019. I feel like in terms of like the gameplay balance and the actual maps themselves, I feel like that's where it was the most fun. I did enjoy whatever it was in Black Ops Cold War, but when it came to like Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, I think even Vanguard had one too, but I just did not enjoy it that much in those games. I think the biggest mistake that they made was not allowing the vehicles to move around freely. Like, it felt like vehicle play was just pointless in those modes, which defeats the purpose of it. It'd be like if you were playing 64-player Conquest and Battlefield, but you couldn't drive the vehicles anywhere. Like, the maps wouldn't be designed for the vehicles, which is kind of the whole point of the mode itself. But I am getting a little sidetracked, and for my next point, I do want to go ahead and back out of this terrible red card lobby, because in order to make my next couple of points, we do have to be in the main menu of the game. If you're curious about the loadout system in Black Ops 6, this is what it looks like. I mean, if you play the free trial, you'll be able to see this as well, but we have all kinds of different guns to try out and use in the game. We now have a dedicated melee slot as well, and we have a pretty typical classic like perk system in Black Ops 6, but you also do get a specialty bonus if you run 3 of the same colored perks. As far as it goes for the current meta of the specialist perks, I do personally feel like the strategist perks, the green ones, are the best ones to run. If you're playing a lot of like typical objective game modes in Black Ops 6, you just earn score streaks so much faster. It's very helpful. Recon got nerfed super hard, and I do feel like it was necessary, and I feel like it's in a much better place, and I think Treyarch overall did a pretty good job rebalancing it. And then of course you have the red tier specialist bonus, you have Enforcer, which is decent, but it's not anything too crazy. It's essentially quick fix from past Call of Duty games, but it also can increase your movement speed, but it's mostly gonna help you with getting that movement speed buff, and the health regen is just not as good. You should just run a stim instead. Or you can even run the War Cry field upgrade as well, which will improve your health regen and movement speed as well as your teammates that are around you. Which, speaking of which, if you're getting on the free trial right now for the first time, you might want to check out this one right here. You do have to level up quite a bit to get it, but Sleeper Agent is a lot of fun. This is a brand new thing for Black Ops 6, and basically once you earn Sleeper Agents, you're going to be disguised as a player on the enemy team, which will allow you to confuse them. You can shoot them and kill them if you want. You can get behind the enemy team's lines, and you can use the new body shield mechanic, which is really fun as well. But what's really underrated about this field upgrade is that when you activate it, you can also hear the enemy team's voice comms. You can hear them in prox chat, and I think you might be able to talk back to them in prox chat. I know for a fact you definitely can once you have them in a body shield, but I think you might be able to talk back to them once you've activated Sleeper Agents too. So like, you could really troll the enemy team with this. However, it does have a really slow charge up, and if you want to try to earn this faster, you'll definitely want to unlock this perk right here called Gearhead. You can store 2 field upgrade charges, and it will also increase the charge rate, so you can earn Sleeper Agent even faster. As far as it goes for operators in Black Ops 6, we have a pretty decent variety at the moment. I'm sure there's going to be tons more getting added. We got all kinds of goofy skins in the store already, but you can also earn some pretty cool ones by prestiging as well, which, yes, Black Ops 6 has a classic prestige system. We don't have any of this seasonal prestiging like we've had in the recent Call of Duty games. If you go here to the barracks, we can actually just look at the progression tab, and they have an entire tab just dedicated to prestige mode. As you can see, these are all the different prestiges in Black Ops 6, and I think it's really cool that you can see the date that you entered all the different prestiges in the game. But yes, we do have a classic prestige system here in Black Ops 6, and I really, really do hope that this is a trend that continues to stay in all of the Call of Duty games going forward, because it is just vastly superior to the seasonal prestige. Seasonal prestige honestly just sucks at, but the prestige grind does not stop here at prestige 10. You can also get to prestige master once you hit level 56. So far, I've hit prestige master level 100, but you can go all the way to level 1000, and you can get some pretty pretty insane rewards. I did an entire video covering this as well. If you guys want to check that out after watching this, you can. But yeah, hitting level 1000 is going to take quite a bit of time, and I'm definitely not even like remotely close to hitting that level quite yet, but hopefully I will be able to hit it in Black Ops 6. Obviously, Black Ops 6 has a battle pass, which has some pretty interesting and unique rewards. If you don't want to mess with the battle pass stuff, you don't necessarily have to, but it is worth mentioning that you can earn and unlock free new guns in Black Ops 6 by, you know, progressing the battle pass.
What is going on here? What is that? Ew! Ew!
At first, it wasn't showing the animation. That was extremely cursed. I love this game, dude. But yeah, Black Ops 6 also has some limited time events that are going on currently, and there's going to be a new one coming out next week as well, which will allow us to unlock a brand new sniper, which I'm really excited for. It's basically going to be the Barrett 50 cal coming back into the game, and I'm hoping that it's a good sniper, man. I really do hope it's good. But when it comes to the event rewards themselves, there has been some controversy in Black Ops 6 because they've been caught using AI to generate some of the stuff that you get in the game, and it's not just this. There's actually a lot of different calling cards and emblems and stuff like that that were most likely generated by AI and not made by actual people. I am aware of the fact that some people just don't care. They just want to play the game, and I totally get that. But I do think it is worth mentioning because people are going to spend their hard-earned money on this game, whether it's for the game itself and they're unlocking free calling cards by doing challenges, or if they spend money on the store bundles. I really do feel like people have a right to know if this was made by a real person or if it was made by a robot. I shouldn't even say made, I should say generated by a robot. And on top of that as well, you do get this Final Mastery event reward, which is a brand new shotgun. It's a full auto shotgun called the Maelstrom. And even though some people feel some type of way about this shotgun, you know, a lot of people are saying that it's trash, it's not that good, and that it's not worth it, they did put a store bundle of this event reward in the game the same day that the event launched, which meant that you didn't have to actually do this event. You didn't have to grind for it if you didn't want to. You could just buy a blueprint from the store and get instant access to it, which I think is a little weird. I do understand that not everyone has time to be grinding these events and stuff like that, and I guess it is kind of convenient in a sense, but come on, man, do they really have to structure it this way? Like, it's just going to incentivize people to just go ahead and buy it and not have to actually grind or work for it, which is kind of a common theme here, especially with the AI. But yeah, as far as goes for the overall Black Ops 6 multiplayer experience, for the stuff that you're going to actually play when you go in to play the matches, there's a lot of good variety here. At the time of making this video, we have a lot of fun featured game modes that you can check out. We also have a lot of the staple game modes that you would expect to be in the Call of Duty games in the quick play filter. And we have hardcore as well. I know it's kind of insane to have to mention that, but ever since Infinity Ward dropped the ball with the tier 1 game mode in Modern Warfare 2, I think it is worth mentioning that if you're a fan of hardcore game modes in Call of Duty, Black Ops 6 does it justice, and it is here. On top of that as well, if you're playing on PS5 or Xbox Series X or on PC, we do have theater mode in the game. Now, I do kind of feel like it is a work in progress because Treyarch had to make theater mode on the brand new Call of Duty Unified engine from scratch. So theater mode is honestly, at this point, kind of brand new in a way. This is not the theater mode that we had back in Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2 or even Black Ops Cold War. This is a brand new system that they had to make from scratch, and it is kind of buggy, but overall, I do think it's really nice that we have theater mode in Black Ops 6, and I really do hope that it carries forward into more Call of Duty games and they can continue to optimize and improve it. My biggest hope is that they would continue to make this feature, I guess, more fun, like it was in Black Ops 1, where we had a file share, where we could save our favorite clips, save our favorite matches, and who knows, maybe even bring back custom emblems, but I'm pretty sure with how the COD community is, they would not want to bring that feature back, but I think it would be amazing. But still having theater mode back in multiplayer at least is really good. Now, just as a heads up, there is no theater mode in Zombies, but we'll get to Zombies in a sec. I do think it would be really cool if they could integrate theater mode into Black Ops 6 Zombies, but I feel like the reason why they either don't want to or they can't is because of how long the matches are. I swear, I don't know if this was the case or not, but I vaguely remember playing like a really long game of Black Ops 3 Zombies, and I went into theater mode after, and it was super glitchy and buggy because of how long the match itself actually was. So I don't know if that's a contributing factor as to why they don't have theater mode for Zombies, but it could be the reason why though. I mean, it kind of makes sense. But that's enough yapping about Black Ops 6 multiplayer. Let's talk about Zombies. Is Black Ops 6 worth buying for the Zombies mode alone? And honestly, from my perspective, I would say yes. Zombies absolutely slaps in this game, and Treyarch just continues to improve the mode with every single update. I mean, we currently have 3 maps in the game, and Black Ops 6 has been out for a little bit over a month now. The game launches with Liberty Falls and Terminus, which on the free trial you can play right now, but there is a third map that came out recently called Citadel de Mor. I still need to do the Easter egg for this one, and hopefully I'll be able to do it this weekend with my buddies. But these Zombies maps are so much fun, man. They have some good replay value. You can grind for a separate mastery camo called Nebula, which I am kind of like casually chipping away at. But what's actually amazing about Black Ops 6 Zombies is the fact that we have not just one type of mode. Like, we have standard, which is basically those standard Black Ops 6 Zombies experience, but then there's also this new feature called Directed, which I can best describe as playing Black Ops 6 Zombies with training wheels, but honestly, I love it that way. The difficulty caps out at round 15, and will never get more difficult than that. The game will basically tell you how to do the main quest, which is the main Easter egg on the map. Now, granted, you can't access a lot of the side features and side Easter eggs as a result of playing on Directed, but dude, playing Directed mode Liberty Falls solo is just so chill. You can easily load this up, have an easy time shooting and killing zombies, and even grinding for your camos as well. It's just so laid back and fun. But if you want to put some hairs on your chest, even as a woman, play standard zombies. It starts to get progressively more difficult as the rounds go up, although I will say this. I think that Treyarch should add some kind of hardcore mode into Black Ops 6 Zombies. I want to see a version of all of these maps where the difficulty spike is just egregiously hard. And I don't know about you guys, but the fact that it even says like Directed is recommended for casual or new players, and then standard is recommended for experienced players, I feel like this is lightly teasing at the idea that there could eventually be a more difficult version of zombies coming at some point. And I feel like it's almost needed at this point, because they did make some recent changes to make standard mode even easier, and I would love to see a hardcore version of zombies that's just like almost impossible to get past round 20. I would love to see a version of Black Ops 6 Zombies where the difficulty spike and the challenge is enormous, but then you can also get some really good rewards for either just getting to high rounds or completing the main Easter egg on the hardest difficulty. I think that would be so sick. But as you probably noticed, there's two other things that we have here on the main menu screen for zombies. We have our save file, which is one of the best features in this game on top of saving and quitting. When you go ahead and play standard or Directed on solo, actually I think the best way to demonstrate this is to just show you guys how it works. If I click on save file, I have a round 11 save on Liberty Falls, and we can just go ahead and pick this up, and it's gonna load us to where we left off last in Liberty Falls. Okay, so here we are, we're at round 11. I completely forgot what I was doing last. I think I used this shotgun to just kill the Mangler, and then I think I was grinding headshots for the Sarkov. So what I'm doing right now is I am not progressing the main Easter egg on the map, and I'm just staying at round 11 so I can get these easy kills on the zombies. At round 11, it's roughly gonna spawn about 33 regular zombies every single round. And you know, for round 11, it's like moderately difficult. It's not difficult at all. It's very easy. I mean, if you're brand new to zombies, sure, this might be difficult, but as you keep playing and progressing zombies, you can also unlock augments, which will make, you know, your perks, your ammo mods even stronger. It makes me think of the Black Ops 3 meme. With these upgrades, you never stood a chance. That's quite literally what it's like in Black Ops 6 Zombies once you progress. Like, you can get your perks upgraded and your ammo mods upgraded to a point where you really can't be stopped, unless of course you're doing like really high round stuff in standard zombies. It does get pretty difficult there. But yeah, in a nutshell, that's basically grinding round 11 in Directed mode on zombies. It's very casual, very easy. Now, obviously, to get to this point, you have to play a certain amount of zombies, you have to get your perks, you have to progress some of the quests, but really not that much. You just have to get access to Pack-a-Punch. But once you get all of this stuff set up, you can play and grind zombies as much as you want, but once you want to stop, this is what you would want to do next. I typically wait for the Mangler to spawn so I can destroy him. I'll back up, and then I'll go ahead and open up the menu over here, which, as you can see, we have a pause timer now in Black Ops 6 Zombies. When you're playing solo, you can pause the game, you can go make a sandwich, you can go ahead and pee, whatever you gotta do. But every single time you load up this save, you're given 15 minutes of time to just go ahead and pause and sit on this menu. But if you want to take a more extended break from playing zombies, you can just go ahead and click save and quit, and it's going to remember where you left off. And this is one of the best parts of Black Ops 6 Zombies, because if I wanted to come in here and, you know, do a little bit of camo grinding or do my daily challenges to get some XP, I could just quickly boot up this version of the game, which has my upgraded weapons, it's got my perks and stuff like that, and I could just come back and play and do that stuff real quick, and then I can save and quit, and I can just leave it and come back to it later. It's so amazing. Hands down has to be one of the best parts of Black Ops 6 Zombies for sure. Also, I don't know what's been going on with the game right here, but ever since I hit Prestige Master, it's always asking me if I want to enter Prestige 12, which does not exist. It can actually crash your game, so every single time I have to click not right now. I really do hope they fix that bug. But yeah, aside from that, the only other thing that I can really talk about for zombies is the fact that they recently added a training course. So if you are someone who has never played Call of Duty Zombies before, you could always check this out so you can learn the basics of how to play round-based zombies. I don't know if it's completely necessary. Honestly, I feel like for a lot of people, you could just load into Directed mode on Liberty Falls and be able to learn a lot of the game just through that. But who knows? I haven't even checked out the training course myself, so I should load into this sometime to see how it is. But yeah, that's essentially my 1 month-ish review of Black Ops 6, specifically the multiplayer and zombies especially. I know I talked a little bit about campaign. I'm not going to talk about Warzone because Warzone's free to play. You don't ever have to spend anything to get into that experience, so I don't really need to review Warzone, but overall for Black Ops 6, the campaign is pretty solid. Multiplayer is a lot of fun to play, and zombies is really good this year. So when it comes to whether or not you should buy Black Ops 6 or if you think it's worth it, I would not buy Black Ops 6 for just the campaign. Black Ops 6 multiplayer is pretty good, but there also are some controversial things currently going on with it, whether it's, you know, skill-based matchmaking, people getting shadow banned, as well as the usage of AI in the multiplayer. I mean, it kind of touches more than just the multiplayer side of Call of Duty. But yeah, Black Ops 6 multiplayer, you could buy the game for just that. But since it is on a free trial right now, I would recommend going and trying out those free modes first to see if you like it. And if you do, you could go ahead and buy the game. If you don't like it, you don't have to buy it. But if you are someone who is a fan of Call of Duty Zombies and you're thinking about buying Black Ops 6 just for the zombies, I feel like it is worth it. And I really do hope that Treyarch continues to add more maps each season and they continue to add quality of life updates to zombies, because it has been an absolute blast. I'm almost on track to have more playtime on zombies than multiplayer, and I think they just killed it this year. I think they did an amazing job with zombies. Now, that's coming from the perspective of someone who's a little bit more on the casual side of zombies, and I do mostly play Call of Duty multiplayer, but I do feel like Treyarch did something really special here with zombies this year, and if you don't believe me, it's also on a free trial, so you can check out Liberty Falls and Terminus, and you can play it and see it for yourself. And with that being said, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this Black Ops 6 video. If you guys did enjoy this video and you want to see some more Black Ops 6 stuff like this, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys later.
Come. Train going.